Which is the most haunting deathbed confession you know of? 1. There was a couple where the wife got some mental illness where she wouldn't go outside the house. This went on for years. Eventually, after counseling, she made a little progress and agreed to go to the drugstore one night. She went in while her husband stayed in the car. While she was in the drugstore, someone walked in, shot her in the back of the head, and walked out. She died immediately and the shooter was never caught. For years everyone thought it was some insane paranormal thing. Like she somehow knew that being out in public would lead to her death, etc. Many decades later, the husband admitted on his deathbed that he had hired someone to delete her because he could not take her mental illness anymore. 2. My stepfather requested to see the 2 other families he had that nobody knew about on his deathbed. Boy, was that fun. 3. My wife is a CNA in a nursing home. She had a resident who was formerly a delivery, OB, nurse in the 70s and 80s. When she was on her last few breaths, my wife was leaning into her face to clean it, and she whispered in my wife's ear, "When I was a nurse, I switched babies around." I'm not sure what's worse, knowing that one child may not be your child, or that this woman could have done it many times. 4. My great-great-uncle admitted on his deathbed that he wasn't actually related to our family. He'd spent the last 40 years in the US using one of our distant relatives' citizenship papers since they